Hi there, Six of Queens here, and learning still sucks. But nobody's forcing me to do it, at least not yet, so probably best get on with it. As a preview of coming attractions, let's see what Chapter 1 has in store for me. So, according to this, as one might assume of an introductory chapter, we'll largely be going over posture, hand positioning, layout of the keyboard, notes, rhythms, and a few short pieces to reinforce all of those lessons. All in all, pretty standard stuff. At this point, I'm not sure how long it'll take to get through any given chapter, and I'm sure it'll vary from chapter to chapter and week to week. But I don't want to move on to the next one before I feel I've become sufficiently proficient to do so. You know, foundations of sand and all that. But none of that's going to happen in my living room. So, last time didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Hopefully, by moving the emitter, it's taking care of that issue. There's not going to be as much interference on its way to the receiver on the camera, unless I found a different way to screw it up, which is entirely possible. So, last time went over the layout of the keys, white keys, black keys, the names of the keys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and worked to memorize where they were. Also went over two of the most common rhythmic notations, the quarter note and the half note. And there were a number of exercises on that, went through them, did a couple of tests, or reviews, really, on which were the keys, and also finger numbers, and doing some basic rhythms. Rather than move on from that, I'm going to spend at least the beginning of this session working on some of those again, while trying to keep a focus on doing them very proficiently, reducing the amount of kind of stalling and time that I need to spend thinking about doing each step, not mishitting keys, and really trying to work to maintain my posture, which is another thing I'm going to need to work on. Because my back, especially under my shoulder blades, was real stiff going through practice the other day. I believe I left a note. So, trying to work on that as well and not let parts of me tense up. So, I'm probably not going to move forward this entire practice, and I'm just going to
work on some things. First, I guess we'll be doing these rhythms on this page. So, first one, G, 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 G. That's how it's supposed to go. So, play that, and there's a couple of these played on different keys. Also tells you which finger is the one that it's aiming for you to use for. So, I'll do that and alternate hands. So, 3, looking for a good G key. Found one that I like. Yeah, that's G. So, it's... Another thing to work on is trying to have them be a consistent amplitude or consistent loudness is the more colloquial way to put it. But in the terminology of wavelengths, consistent amplitude is going to be consistent loudness. So I need to work on that for probably a little bit. So, see you then. So here was a variant I thought up that I thought was a little interesting based on one of the exercises in here. The basic exercises, it's a combination of two, but they're very similar. First, with your left hand and your right hand, take fingers 2, 3, these two, both hands, play only the 2 black keys. So, going up and down. So, I'll probably fix that in post. Like so. Then the second one was take your 3 fingers on both hands and then play the 3 keys. So, like that. Work with it, try and make sure that they're being hit all consecutively so that you got it going. I thought a fun variant would be as you go both up together and down together, and then up and down divergent, one hand doing 2 and one hand doing 3. And just work on that going up and down until it's pretty comfortable and I don't really have to think about it all that much. So I'm going to get started working on that, barring what I accomplished the other day. This is going to be about my starting point working on this particular exercise variant. So, be like... And when moving together should be like... quite a bit of coordination, at least at the outset. Nowhere near the amount of coordination that will be necessary going forward. So I figure it'll be a good time to work on it, and maybe it'll take until next practice time. I'm not sure. Not every session needs to be an hour long. I'm certainly not going to have each one be, at least not at the beginning. So that's enough talking. I'm just going to keep working on that until I feel kind of sick of working on that. And then we'll probably call it quits for today. Well, not super awesome, but comparatively, a lot better than when I started. So, my back's starting to get tight, my hands are starting to get cramped up, so
all in all, this week-ish has been a bit of a mixed bag, which is honestly better than I thought it would be. Looking into my audio issues aside, I feel pretty good about the foundations I've been laying down so far, and plan to continue with Chapter 1 starting the next session. So far, I've practiced
2.27
hours over
1
week. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next week. Oh, and if you could do all of the YouTube-y things down there, like, subscribe, share your own tales of woe, really, whatever you want, go nuts.